But first, a story you will see nowhere else this morning. It's about one of the biggest crises we face, climate change, and a media war over that crisis. Climate deniers, people who believe climate change is not happening in any meaningful way, are sometimes painted in the media as fringe characters, as kooks. So this might shock you. A man who co-founded the Weather Channel thinks climate change is a hoax.
All right, folks, welcome to Give Me Five. Brian Stelter, who does the media show Reliable Sources on CNN, which is a joke, has already said that people who don't believe in global warming should not be allowed on the air, okay? So I guess he's making an exception here. This guy is so in the tank and in bed with the global warming nut jobs that it's sad and it's pathetic and it's outrageous. And if it wasn't CNN, you know, it would be surprising. But then again, nowhere in the liberal media would it be surprising. So he has on John Coleman, who, let's just say, takes Brian Stelter to school. Watch.
So what did the Weather Channel do? It very publicly disavowed him. After all, for those who believe that the climate is changing and fast, this is a life and death matter. I've said before here on Reliable Sources that I don't think there are two equal sides to climate change. The scientific consensus is that it's real. The debate is over what to do about it. And the press has to be careful about creating this notion of sides.
All right, so there you go. He's reveling in his disdain for anybody who this is catastrophic. This is huge. This is our future. The Earth hasn't warmed in 20 years, but don't tell them that. They don't really need to know that. So now comes John Coleman. Keep in mind all the trash that he's been spewing right from the start, where he called people deniers. Coleman fires back. He even had his title wrong, his accomplishment with the Weather Channel wrong. Watch.
It's nice to be on CNN. Hello to all your viewers. I resent you calling me a denier. That is a word meant to put me down. I'm a skeptic about climate change, and I want to make it darn clear, Mr. Kenny's not a scientist. I am. He's the CEO of the Weather Channel now. I was the founder of the Weather Channel, not the co-founder.
And I'm glad you did, because I am addicted to the Weather Channel. I watch a lot of cable news.
Now, hold on just a minute. I'm not done. And CNN has taken a very strong position on global warming that it is a consensus. Well, there is no consensus in science. Science isn't a vote. Science is about facts.
Oh, what a right-wing nut job. Science is about facts. Gee, I didn't know that. I've always said that. I've always said that. There's no such thing as a consensus. Is it a scientific fact or not? You know, is water made up of H2O, or do most people think it is? More.
And if you get down to the hard, cold facts, there's no question about it. Climate change is not happening. There is no significant man-made global warming now. There hasn't been any in the past, and there's no reason to expect any in the future. There's a whole lot of baloney, and yes, it has become a big political point of the Democratic Party and part of their platform, and I regret it's become political instead of scientific, but the science is on my side.
You're darn right the science is on his side. Then he talks about how the government funds these scientists that they know are going to produce, yes, it's global warming time. They're not funding scientists who are going to come out with facts that say, no, it's not global warming. So that's why they see that so-called consensus. Here's one more from John Coleman.
I'm not a scientist, so I'm not going to try to refute you on the facts.
That's the truth.
I'll simply say that the vast majority...
Please stand back from this issue and let the two sides be on the air. There are 31,000 scientists who have signed a petition that says it is not valid, that my position is correct. And we'll keep battling, and we will prevail in time, but I don't know if we'll do it in my lifetime.
I do hope viewers are Googling the data you're sharing, because I do think it's skewed. I have to say that. I want to ask you about the weather.
No, it's not true, and I hope you will go to the websites that present the papers that show that none of this alarmism about ice and heat waves and drought, none of it is happening.
None of it is happening. Go to climatedepot.com or .org and check out Mark Morano's great site for one. Your Newsmax Now update is next.